Alison Moyet is a pop legend. As one half of Yazoo, the UK singer released a string of hits in the 80s, including Only You, love that song. And as a solo artist, her international classics include All Cried Out and Love Resurrection. I sat down with this fascinating artist as she kicks off her Aussie tour. You go back to your original film clips and it's peak 80s. It's great. You got the keyboard, you got the lights. Tell us about that time.
A lot of it was naff, like seriously naff. You go to do these European televisions where you'd start singing and then suddenly all these hands would come up around your face and they'd be making these shapes, or there'd be people, faking lovemaking in a haystack behind you. You think, what is happening here? You know, nowadays everyone is so much more in control of the image that's put on around them. But we had no choreographers, we had no stylists. My haircuts were influenced by how much I'd drunk the night before, and that's, like the Don't Go video where I'm there in a hat. This is not me making a style comment, it's about the fact that the night before I've had a big one, I've decided it'd be really good to give myself a haircut. I've got no hair, so I have to wear a hat. That's what that was about. I remember the very first time we went on as Yazoo to do Only You, and on Top of the Pops. Which was, a big show, a really big thing to get, and gone back from my childhood, really big thing to get. And as the cameras rolled and they said, I thought, I've got no idea what to do with my feet. We've never done anything live. As you said, I'll do a bit of that, I'll do a bit of that, that'll work, like this, You just kind of make it up as you go along. And I think maybe that's what makes the 80s feel so something that people are happy to revisit, because it's the last time you really truly got the sense of the freak or the sense of the artist. Now everyone's beautiful because their stylists know how to make them beautiful.
For an artist with so much success and longevity, Alison Moyet is quite the contradiction.
I've never been much of a consumer, bizarrely, for a big girl. It's like I sing but I don't listen to music, I write poetry, I don't really read books, I do sculpture, I don't really watch art. I think that's coming from a working class background where everything that you want to participate in has to be of your own making. You can't just consume it, you can't just buy it, and that's a habit I never lost, really.
Tonight, Alison kicks off her national tour in Perth, but first she's been enjoying the sights of Sydney and waxing lyrical about the city on her blog.
The world is becoming so homogenised. When you go around Europe, it used to be when I was a kid and we'd go to France, everywhere felt different. And when I first went to Eastern Europe, everywhere felt different. And now everything feels the same. You have the same outlooks. I think there are just a few places left in the world when you go to Norway or somewhere like here that you see otherness. You see a difference that is quite magical.
Alison says she's much happier in her 50s than her miserable 20s. You talk about the invisibility of middle age, of being a middle-aged woman, and how that thrills you.
Yeah.
Can you explain that?
I've always been remarkable, and I'm not complimenting myself. Ever since I was little, people always stopped in the street to have something to say about me, that I was odd-looking. I was built to pull a car. I come from a French peasant family, and growing up in England, where girls were expected to be, kind of gentle, silent creatures, we were fighters. We were tough. I had more to say for myself than people thought that I should have done. And consequently, when you live that life, you spend the whole time in your own head. You're second guessing yourself all the time. You're trying to figure out what the difference is between you and other people, why you don't fit in. When you get older, you cease to need to want to fit in. It doesn't matter. That otherness becomes a real pleasure. It becomes a real joy. All I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day. And all I ever knew, only you. She's a wonderful singer and a wonderful conversationalist. You can watch my full unedited interview with Alison Moyet on the Sunrise website, and all her tour details are there too.